Namaste. Let's come all the way down, lying down when you're ready. Starting to find that comfortable position, resting on the earth, coming into your Shavasana. Just giving yourself a moment to just release, settle the body into the here and the now. Deciding the best position for your legs, for your feet. The best position for your arms and hands, either alongside the body or just taking a bend in the elbow. Elbows cradling the lower abdomen with the hands. Allowing the eyes to softly close. Ensuring that you feel comfortable and that you feel warm. And then just start to scan your body slowly, starting with your toes and your feet. Allow the feet to relax. And feel them becoming heavy on the floor. Allow your awareness to rise up to the ankles, calves and shins. Feel them melting down into the earth. No effort is needed. Sense the space in your knee joint. And then move slowly higher. Relax your thighs. Feel them becoming warm, heavy, soft. Notice your buttocks, hips and groin relaxing. They too become soft and warm. Now allow awareness just to come to the tailbone. Sensing your sacrum and your lower back releasing down into the floor. Feel your lower back and stomach muscles relax. And allow this sensation to rise up your spine, feeling each vertebrae, the space between them and their alignment. Allow your upper back muscles and your shoulder blades to sink into the floor. Relax your chest and all the muscles in between the ribs. Come now to your shoulders, where we carry so much tension in our bodies. Let the shoulders release completely. See if you can just spend an extra moment here and really soften. Feeling the weight of your shoulders sink down into the earth. Allow this sensation of softness to flow down your arms. Relaxing your upper arms, elbows and the forearms. Feeling the space in and around your wrist joint. Feeling the space around each finger. And then the energy in the palms of your hands. Bring awareness to your neck and your throat and release all tension there. Relax your jaw, lips and tongue, relax your cheeks and eyes, and all the muscles around your eyes and the muscles deep in the eye socket. Relax your forehead and your scalp. Allowing the back of your head to rest heavily on the floor. Releasing your breath totally. Let it be what it wants to be. And then notice your breath, becoming aware of the short pauses between each breath. Relax your mind. Notice that the moment between each breath is the moment between your thoughts. Enjoy those moments of complete silence and peace. Feel this sense of peace growing deeper. Let this feeling of peace fill you. Let it fill the space around you. Let peace fill the room and beyond, touching everyone and everything. Very carefully, very slowly, and in the next breath or two, we're going to come into a lovely full body stretch. So if the knees are bent, start to straighten out the legs in front of you. Releasing arms and hands if they're cradled in the lower abdomen, and start to take the arms and hands overhead to where it feels comfortable. And just start to sense that length, that space that we create through the body in our full body stretch, all the way from our fingertips down through the fingers, the arms, the hands, wrists, side body, hips, legs, feet and toes. Breathing into this super stretch. And then slowly, carefully release the arms and hands to rest back alongside the body, keeping the legs extended all the way out in front. Taking a moment here to adjust the back body comfortably on the earth, maybe adjusting around the lower back or the shoulder blades. Make sure that there's some symmetry with the back body resting on the earth. The palms are facing down towards the mat. You've got that super long length through the spine. Just tuck the chin in down towards the chest. And then from here we're going to come into a version of Apanasana with a lovely twist. So when you're ready, bring some engagement into the legs. Point both sets of toes towards the sky. Keep the left leg nice and heavy on the earth. As you start to bend up the right knee in towards the right side of the body, interlace the fingers, your hands around the knees, around the shins, as you just slowly, carefully guide that right thigh in towards the side of the body. And then check that both sets of toes are pointing up towards the sky. We're going to extend our right arm all the way out to shoulder height, so the back of that right arm is resting on the floor beside you. And then from here, we're going to take the back of the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Taking a nice full inhale here. As we exhale, use the back of that left hand to slowly, carefully start to guide that right knee across the body to where it feels comfortable today. So try not to put any force, any weight through the back of that left hand. And then starting to sense that super stretch all the way from the right armpit down the right side of the body into the top of the right hips, right thigh. Careful not to hold the breath here, keep breathing. Inhale here. As you exhale, allow that right leg to come back across the body. When you're ready, releasing the sole of that right foot onto the floor. Straightening out that right leg. Releasing the arms and hands to rest back alongside the body. Take a moment here. Sink the little toes out to the top two corners of the mat. And before we take up our Apanasana on the other side, make sure the body feels nice and straight, resting on the earth. The neck's nice and safe, tuck the chin in. When you're ready, let's bring engagement back into the legs, toes towards the sky. Keep the right leg nice and heavy on the earth as you start to bend up the left knee. Interlace the fingers, the hands around your left knee, left shin, and start to just guide that left thigh towards the side of the body. We've got both sets of toes pointing up towards the sky. Just sense how this stretch feels through the hips and the lower back. We're going to extend our left arm all the way up to shoulder height, so the back of that left arm is resting on the floor. And from here, we're going to take the back of the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to use the back of that right hand to slowly, carefully guide that left knee, left thigh across the body, over towards the right, taking care not to put any weight through that right hand, and just coming into that rotation that suits you best today, and sensing that super stretch all the way from your left armpit, down the left side of the body, around the left ribs, left lower back into the left hip. Breathing nice and steadily. Inhale here. As you exhale, allow that left knee, left thigh to come back across the body. Slowly, carefully. We're going to release the left foot down onto the floor. Release the arms and straighten out the legs all the way in front of you. Take a moment here. Readjusting the back body comfortably. Make sure you feel comfortable resting here. The shoulders tuck the chin. I'm going to bend up the knees. Let's draw the knees up over the chest. Taking the right hand on top of right knee, left hand on top of left knee, fingers pointing down towards the toes, and then starting to draw some comfortable hip circles. So just releasing any tension in the hip flexors, massaging the lower back around the kidneys, working to those core abdominal muscles by bringing the knees into this position, but also massaging the belly as we take the knees out to the side, then slowly draw back to center. Change direction when you're ready. Slowly, carefully, don't rush. See if you can sink the shoulder blades down into the earth as you do this. And then we're going to come into Ananda Balasana, so half happy baby pose. Let's separate the knees in the direction of the elbows. And then with the lower legs, start to extend the lower legs towards the sky, so the soles of the feet are pointing up towards the sky. You're going to take your hands to either the outside of your knees, shins, ankles, or ideally the underside of your feet. And as you hold on to the feet, you're going to bring the knees a little bit closer to the side of the body, open up through the hips a little bit more, gently rocking from side to side in your happy baby pose. Come back to centre, hug the knees in towards the chest and gently rock from side to side. Knees come back to centre. Raise your right arm up. Keep that right arm elevated as you slowly, carefully roll onto your right side. Just rest here for a moment with your head on that raised arm. Allow yourself to take a little fuller inhale and a little fuller exhale. Slowly, carefully start to bring some mindful attention into your left fingers. Your left hand, when you're ready, push down into that left hand. Use that hand to steady yourself as you slowly, carefully come all the way up. So we're going to open up the side body a little bit more. We're going to open up the hips a little bit more. And we're going to come into Parigasana, our gate pose. Two variations of that. So have a blanket ready to pad out your knees. And then we're going to come into the middle of your mats into a comfortable high kneel. So ensuring that the knees are directly underneath the hips. You want to ground down through the knees and start to find that lovely length through the side of the body. Soften and release the shoulders. And then removing your socks, unless you've got your special yoga sticky socks on, you're going to step out with your right foot. And it's really important that you squish down the edge of that right foot into the earth. So the little toe edge is squishing down. We're going to try and lift the inner arch. We've got a nice active leg. We lift the inner arch, we activate through the legs, the kneecaps lifted. Just check the left knee feels okay. Extend all the way out through the spine, out through the crown of the head, and take your arms all the way up to shoulder height, palms towards the earth. Release the shoulders. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to tap the left hand, left fingers to the earth. Inhale back to centre. Exhale, right hand to right knee, right shin. Take the left arm up. And then continue. So try and resist the urge to rush through this. Start to stretch around the left and the right rib cage, around those intercostal muscles. Working up into the shoulders, across the chest, into the lower back, the hips, into the front and the back of the legs, so the hamstrings, quads, calf muscles, really strengthening down into the ankle, into the top of the feet. If you need to take a break, please do so. We're going to come into a static variation in a moment. Alright, after your next exhale, come back to centre. Release the shoulders. You're going to take the back of your left hand to your right knee and extend up through that left arm, fingertips towards the sky, but release the shoulder blade down. You're going to inhale here. As we exhale, you're going to take a side bend over towards the right, so keeping the ribs towards the front. And if it suits you, take your gaze over towards the left, and that left arm as close as you can to the left side of your head, and wrapping all the way over the top of your head. Breathe in. Really feeling that stretching into the top of the left hip, maybe into the front of the belly. Inhale here. As we exhale, slowly, carefully coming back to centre, releasing that left arm, stepping in with the right knee. So we're going to try that on the other side. So a comfortable high kneel to begin with. Knees are directly beneath the hips. We've got that super long length through the spine, and we're releasing through the shoulders, keeping the chest nice and open. Going to step out this time with the left foot. So just as we did on our right side, squishing down into the outer edge of that left foot. We're lifting the inner arch. As we do that, that activates through the left leg, lifts the left kneecap. And check that this right knee feels comfortable. Really extend, open up through the arms, open up through the chest, palms towards the earth. Keep that lovely length through the spine. Inhale here. As we exhale, this time taking the right fingertips to the right side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left fingertips to left shin. Take the right arm up and over. And then continue slowly, carefully. So starting to lengthen through the left side of the body, around the ribs, intercostal muscles. Also continuing that lengthening on the right side. And also just challenging that element of balance. Again, just resist the urge to rush. Noticing how much we rely on the side of our left foot, as we did on the right side, to keep us balanced and stable. That left leg nice and balanced, not moving around. And after our next exhale, let's come back to center. We're going to take our back of our left hand to the left knee, left shin. Raise that right arm up. Inhale here, lengthen. As we exhale, take your side bend over towards the left, so the left hand starts to slide a little bit further down the left leg. Check how the neck feels. Keep your gaze to the front or turn your gaze over towards the right. Keep breathing here. Feeling that super stretch all the way out the right hip, lower back across the tummy. Inhale here. As we exhale, come back to center, release that right arm. Step in with the left knee, and then you're going to come all the way down to child's pose. It might feel quite nice just to come into a wide child's pose. Widen the knees, sink the hips down, extend the arms out in front, and just melt the heart center down to the earth, release your forehead. Inhale here. As you exhale, slowly, carefully coming all the way up, uncurling your spine. Take time. We're going to get ready to come into our all fours position. So let's remove everything from our mats. We've already removed our socks, unless we've got our special yoga sticky socks on, they can stay. Find your way into your comfortable tabletop position, so spread the fingers apart. Ensure the wrists are directly underneath the shoulders. Look down at your knees are hip width apart. Push the earth away, create space from the shoulder to the ear. Got a lovely long spine, long neck looking down towards the mat. Draw your inner elbows towards one another. And before we come into our downward facing dog, let's start to switch those core abdominal muscles on. So carefully, slowly, just draw the navel in towards the spine. You're going to tuck your toes under, shift the weight back, come up into your downward facing dog, making any adjustments through the hands and the feet as you need to. And check as you come into this first downward facing dog how the body feels. It might be enough today to stay like this, knees bent, walking the dog. Or if you want to try something a little bit more that's going to challenge your strength, we're going to come into a variation of downward facing dog into fallen triangle pose. So a pose we've not done a lot of. We've done it the other week just as we started the series of online lockdown classes. So that's an option if you want to take that today. So walking the dog, coming down into child's pose if the wrists are sore, if you need to take a break. When you're ready, we're going to shift the weight into the right foot. Lift up with that left leg, three-legged dog, toes towards the earth. We'll take a bend in the left knee, start to shift the weight over the hands as you take that left knee in towards the right inner elbow and hover here. Navel in towards the spine, switch those core muscles on. Let's step back, three-legged dog. Take a bend in the left knee, shift the weight over the hands. Draw that left knee underneath the body, in towards the inner elbow, hovering here, breathing. Step back into three-legged dog, straightening out through that left leg. Take a bend in the left knee, shift the weight over the hands, hover that left knee underneath the body and towards that right inner elbow, holding it here. Stepping back, stretching out through that leg, toes towards the earth, catch your breath. Take a break if you need to. Think of that hymns of quality that we did last week, self-care, self-love. When you're ready, take a bend in that left knee, shift the weight over the hands. As you do that, you can extend it out through that left leg, come to the outside of that left foot, the little toe edge, take the weight into the left hand, reach up with that right arm, gaze up to the right hand. Fallen triangle pose. Release that right hand down, step back, extending out through that left leg, toes towards the earth. And then when you're ready, release that left foot down onto the mat. So you might want to take a break to look after those wrists, hands and fingers. Sink down into child's pose or come in to your downward facing dog where you walk the dog. Maybe that's enough for you to take a little bit of a break, get your breath back before we explore what it feels like to do that on the other side. Coming back into your static downward facing dog. When you're ready, shift the weight to the left foot, reach up with that right leg, toes towards the earth. Check how the body feels to do three-legged dog on this side. And take a bend in the right knee, shift the weight over the hands and then hover that right knee underneath the body towards that left inner elbow. Let's push back, three-legged dog. Take a bend in the right knee, take the weight over the hands, hovering that knee towards the left inner elbow again, breathe. Pushing back, three-legged dog. Take a bend in the right knee, shift the weight over the hands, hover in towards that left inner elbow. Push back, our last three-legged dog before we come into our fallen triangle pose. Bend in the right knee, shift the weight over the hands, this time slide that right foot underneath. Coming on to the outside of that right foot, the little toe edge, shift the weight to the right hand, lift that left arm up, gaze up to the left hand. Release that left hand down, step back into three-legged dog. And then release that right foot onto the earth. Walk the dog from here. Well done. Releasing the legs, releasing the lower back. Bend your knees, look towards your hands. Either walk the hands towards the feet or feet towards hands. Let's come into our calming forward fold, Uttanasana. So arranging the hands where they feel the most comfortable, either on the shins, around the back of the legs. Maybe making that lovely box shape, taking the hands to the inner elbows. Either way, we're drawing the chest towards the thighs, the crown of the head towards the mat. If the hands are towards the inner elbows, making that box shape, just gently rock from side to side. So using Uttanasana, that forward fold, just to calm the mind from that last pose from our forward triangle pose. Allowing the breath just to steady. Breathe into the upper back body. Release the neck and the head totally, the crown of the head towards the mat. Keep the knees bent. So if the hands are towards the inner elbows, release the hands back down onto the mat. We're going to come into Ardha Uttanasana, just to deepen the breath. So we're going to take the hands, slide the hands up the shins so they rest just below the knees, not on the knees. As you do that, press into the feet and start to lengthen, grow out the hips, out of the pelvis. Coming into a lovely straight spine, crown of the head towards the wall. Inhale here. As you exhale, slide the hands down the shins, coming into a more of a forward fold, the chest towards the shins. So the chest towards the thighs, the crown of the head towards the mat. Inhale, grow, nice flat back, take the hands up towards the knees on the shins. Exhale. Let's do a few more rounds of that. Inhale, lengthening all the way out the hips, nice, straight, long spine, hands below the knees. Exhale. Bend the knees if you need to. Let's do two more. Inhaling here, lengthening. Exhale. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Lovely length out of the pelvis, out of the hips. Exhaling all the way down. When you're ready, press down into the feet. Start to stack each vertebra on top of one another. So allowing fingers, hands and arms to start just to be heavy. Bend the knees if the lower back needs it. Pushing into the feet to keep you balanced, steady and stable. Stacking all the way up. The last thing to come up will be your neck and your head. And you're able to straighten out through the knees, straighten out through the legs. Come to face me in the middle of your mat. Come into your Tadasana. Your mountain pose, feet directly underneath the hips. Sensing the connection with all the toes, the four corners of the feet as they push down into the earth. Allowing you to feel grounded and centered and drawing that Pada Bandha energy all the way up from the earth, up through the legs. Legs feel nice and active, kneecaps lifted, thighs are firm. Pelvis neutral. Spine extending, the ribs just lifting away from the hips. Chest opening, collarbones up towards the sky, just sink the shoulder blades down. Extending the crown of the head all the way up towards the ceiling. Let's inhale here, let's take both arms all the way up to the side, fingertips up towards the sky. And then as we exhale, we're going to sink down into Uttanasana, or our chair pose. Take the arms in front, palms towards one another. Draw the navel in towards the spine, prevent the lumbar spine from overarching, tailbone down towards the earth. Let's bring the hands together in our Jali Mudra and bring the hands all the way to heart space. See if you can sink down a little bit further. Release the hands, take the arms behind, inhale here, tip forward. Exhale, bring the arms back in front, sink a little bit further. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. last time forward. Exhale. Come back to your normal breathing now. When you're ready, push down into the feet. Slowly and carefully coming all the way up. Releasing the arms and hands. Come back into your good Tadasana. Feet directly underneath the hips. Growing through the spine, around the ribs. Opening, releasing the chest, sinking the shoulder blades down. Let's come into a comfortable wide stance. We're going to come into a warrior flow now. Virabhadrasana 2, into extended side angle, into reverse warrior. Turn the toes on your right foot out, toes on your left foot in. And then when you're ready, just finding that safe, comfortable bend through that right knee. Knees directly above the ankle, you can see the big toe. And then push down into the outer edge of that left foot. From here, we're going to turn our hips and ribs towards me without losing that integrity of that right knee. Let's come into our Virabhadrasana 2, raise your arms, release the shoulders, extend all the way up through the hands and the fingers. Then turn your gaze over your right hand, see if you can sink down a little bit further. So check that the main body of your torso is directly over your hips. So you're not reaching forward too much or backwards. So make some adjustment here. So our warrior poses, we know, strengthens all the muscles in the body, the arms, all the muscles in the torso, around the sides, tummy, the glutes into the legs, really strengthens the legs. Calms the breathing, calms the mind. Release those shoulders from the ears. So into extended side angle, you've got an option to take the right hand on right thigh, raise the left arm up. Gaze your take your gaze over towards the left. Or take a bend in the right elbow, right forearm on right thigh, taking that left arm up and over. Gaze towards the front, ribs towards the front. Sinking down through that left knee, left thigh. Down into the feet, come back into Virabhadrasana 2. Raise up the arms, release the shoulders. Take your gaze over your right hand. Take the left hand to the left thigh. Raise the right arm up and over, ribs towards the front, reverse warrior. So there's several variations of reverse warrior. Today we're doing this variation with our torso facing the front of the room. Really feeling that through the top of the right leg now around the quads, stretching through the tummy muscles, around the waist. Really building and developing our core strength. In our warrior poses, we hold our own body weight, building our muscles, defining our muscles, getting stronger. Make sure this left hand is nice and light on that left leg. Let's sink back down into Virabhadrasana 2. So soften the shoulders away from the ears, turn your gaze over the right hand, sink down a little bit further if you can. Sure the torso is directly above the hips. Ribs are towards me. Into extended side angle, bend the right elbow, right forearm on right thigh, take that left arm up and over, ribs towards me again, keep breathing. super long line of energy all the way down from your left little finger down the left side of the body to the outer left foot. Come all the way back up into our Virabhadrasana, 2 palms towards the earth, gaze over the right hand, sink down through that left knee, left thigh. Check what the shoulders are doing. Nice open chest, reaching out. Left hand to left thigh lightly. Raise the right arm up and over, ribs towards me. Reverse warrior. Inhale here. As we exhale, come all the way up. Release that right hand. Let's turn the feet all the way around. So we want to turn the left foot out. Turn the right foot in. Make sure you're in a comfortable wide stance here. You're not too wide to feel unbalanced. So make any adjustments that you need to through your stance. And with that right foot into 45 degrees, let's take a nice safe bend through that left knee. Knee directly above the ankle, we can see the big toe. Push down into the outer edge of that right foot. Without losing the integrity of that left knee, turn your hips and ribs towards me. Maybe remember that the torso needs to be stacked directly above the hips, so not too far backwards or forwards. Sink down, squat down through that left knee, raise up the arms, release the shoulders, turn your gaze over your left hand and breathe. Observe how it feels in the body to start to do your warrior pose on this side, your Virabhadrasana 2 on this side. Maybe this side is easier than our first side, or maybe it's just as hard. Just observe. Let's come into extended side angle, either left hand on left thigh, raise the right arm up, gaze over towards the right. We'll take a bend in your left elbow, left forearm on left thigh, palm facing upwards as you take that right arm up and over. Ribs towards me, really pushing down as you bend through that left knee. That lovely line of energy all the way down all the way down the right side of the body. From your right fingertip down the outside of your right hand, right arm, right rib, right thigh into the outer edge of that right foot. When you're ready, push down into that left foot. Raise the arms back up, palms towards the earth, release the shoulders, sink down into Virabhadrasana 2 again. Sink down through that left knee. Torso directly above the hips. Not leaning forward too much, not leaning backwards. Feeling quite comfortable here. Feeling grounded and centered in your warrior poses. Let's take the right hand to the right thigh, raise the left arm up and over. Ribs towards me, reverse warrior. Right hand lightly on right thigh. Release the arms back into Virabhadrasana 2. So again, check the shoulders, the direction of your torso, the direction of your ribs and your hips. Towards me. You're allowed to smile. Then into extended side angle variation. Left hand or left forearm or left thigh, taking the right arm up and over, ribs towards me. Gaze towards me. Down to that left foot. Let's take the arms back up. Virabhadrasana, the two palms towards the earth. Sit down through that left knee. Check ribs, hips, torso, shoulders. Right hand lightly to right thigh. Raise the left arm up and over, reverse warrior. So roll that right hand lightly on that thigh, not pushing into that arm, that hand. Inhale here. As you exhale, coming all the way up, releasing that left arm. Straightening through that left leg. Excellent. Toes towards me. Heel toe back to center. Feet directly underneath the hips. Coming into your mountain pose, your Tadasana. Bend the knees, take the hands on the hips. Let's draw a lovely hip circles. Just releasing everything out around the tummy, the lower back, the hips into the top of the thighs. Change direction when you're ready. Come back to center, push down into the feet, straighten the legs, come all the way up. So we're going to come into a variation of a seated forward fold before we come into relaxation or Shavasana. So you will need a blanket, you will need a cushion from your sofa or a yoga block if you have one, and also a belt. So come into a comfortable Sukhasana, a comfortable seated pose with the legs extended all the way out in front. And take a moment to adjust through your sitting bones so the sitting bones feel nice and neutral on top of the block. We want activation through the legs, toes towards the sky. And then we're going to bend up our right knee, place the sole of our right foot on the floor, and then we're going to open up through this right hip. So this is what this blanket's for. We're going to open this right hip to where it feels comfortable. So you might need to fold up your blanket a little bit more to take some support through this right lower leg around the bottom of the shin. Or it may feel comfortable just to open the leg a little bit more. But as you do that, if you can open the leg a little bit more, just take the sole of your right foot to your left thigh. Or maybe you've just got the outside of that right foot, the little toe edge. Make sure your foot feels comfortable. You're going to open your belt, extend the belt, or loop the belt around the sole of your left foot. And then just take a moment to get comfortable with how this belt feels in the hands. So the belt is equal in both hands. You're bringing the elbows in towards the side of the body, you're releasing the shoulders, and you can extend all the way out. You can lengthen all the way out your sitting bones. Release the shoulders. Inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to start to tip forward, bringing the tummy towards the top of your thighs, making sure that right knee feels comfortable, maybe sliding the hands down the belt a little bit more. Try and prevent the back from arching, so a nice straight back, looking all the way over the tops of your left toes. Breathe in. Inhale here. As you exhale, slowly, carefully sliding the hands all the way back up to bring the torso all the way back up to centre. Release the bow. Straighten out that right leg. Take the take the blanket over to the other side. Make sure the sitting bones still feel comfortable here. Engaging through the legs, toes towards the sky. Bend up the left knee. And then sensing where it feels comfortable through that left hip to open up through this left leg. So maybe taking a roll through the blanket a little bit more, a little bit lower down the leg towards the left shin, left ankle. Making sure the outside of that left foot feels comfortable. Or maybe you can open up a little bit fuller to take the sole of that left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Loop the belt around the sole of the right foot. Feel comfortable here through the sitting bone, through the outside of that left foot. Left hip, left knee. Not holding onto the belt for dear life. We feel comfortable. We're relaxing around the shoulders, the elbows. We're going to inhale here, lengthen. As we exhale, start to draw the tummy towards the top of that right thigh. Slide the belt down, slide the hands down the belt so you can look over the top of the right toes. We're releasing the shoulders, breathing. Nice, flat, straight back. Inhale here. As you exhale, start to slide the hands back up the belt just to bring the torso all the way back up. You're going to release the belt and straighten out through your left leg. Now we're going to get ready for Shavasana. So please put on anything extra that you need. Socks, any warm layers. Allow yourself to relax and release down into your Shavasana, into your relaxation. Sensing how the body feels after our practice here today. Sensing how the breath feels, how the mind feels. Observing that integration. Allow yourself to be in the here and the now as you arrange the legs and the feet, arms and hands comfortably. Soften the shoulder blades down into the earth, releasing the back of the neck and the head heavily into the floor. Starting to release the features of your face, releasing the forehead and your eyes, releasing any tension held in the eyebrows and in between the eyes. Releasing the nose and the cheekbones, unclenching the jaw, softening the tongue into the base of the mouth. Integration of our practice here today. Mind, body, and spirit. We but mirror the world. All the tendencies present in the outer world are to be found in the world of our body. If we could could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. As a man changes his own nature, so does the attitude of the world change towards him. This is the divine mystery supreme. Our wonderful thing is and the source of our happiness. We need not wait to see what others do. Very carefully, very slowly, just allow yourself to bring awareness back into the room, back onto your body, resting heavily on the earth. Bringing movements, small movements into hands in your feet, fingers and toes. Circling around through the wrists, spreading the fingers apart, around through the feet, the ankles. And just as we started, coming into that lovely full body stretch. So taking the arms overhead to where it feels comfortable, stretching through the fingers and allowing that super stretch to reach all the way through your body to your feet and your toes. Release the arms. Bend up the knees, draw the knees up over the chest into a self-embrace as you gently rock from side to side. Bring the knees back to centre, raise your right arm up, keep that arm elevated as you roll all the way over onto your right side, resting your head on that raised arm. Allowing yourself to take a little full inhale and a little full exhale. Time to bring awareness and attention to your left fingers, your left hand. When you're ready, push down into that hand. Use your left hand just to steady yourself as you slowly, carefully come all the way back up to seated. Thank you